I'm Melissa Davis. I've been with the Parent Center for just over 3 years, and I've been having a really good time learning how to advocate for not only my special needs family member, but also for yours, and teaching other people how to do that. I hope that this is my first training, so forgive me if I'm stumbling over my words. I wrote things down, but I'm just throwing things in there too. We are recording this, so I just want to let you know that. Let's see. We do have a couple housekeeping skills. Since we're recording, let's keep our microphones muted. Ignore all the nonsense in the background I have going on. Use the chat box for questions or comments. We have other people here that will answer your questions or your comments if I don't. And please complete our post-training survey. These are important for our funding. It's something that we're required to do, and it helps me. It will help me with your feedback in how I can do better. So in our series of FAPE, free appropriate public education for children, I'd like to talk to you briefly about the IEP, or the Individual Education Program. We use a lot of acronyms. If you don't understand something, please just stop me or put it in the chat and we will explain the acronym. I will try not to use the acronym. That's what I do in my meetings. I usually stop somebody and say, can you explain what that is? I don't know if my parent understands that right now. So if we use something, make sure you stop us. We will explain it. The Individual Education Program is just that. It's an individual education program. It's written and designed to meet your child's specific, unique, individualized needs. Did I miss something? No. In order for IDEA to ensure students with disabilities receive appropriate and individual education, two general purposes must be established. One, there must be measurable annual goals for the child. Two, identify and state the special education related services and supplementary aids that the school will provide for the child. So keep in mind, an IEP lays the groundwork for what the school day of the child with a disability will look like and include what services the school will use to help the student be successful in achieving meaningful goals. Special education services are designed without regard to where they will be done. Special education is not a place, it is a service. The service the child needs are to be established first, and then the appropriate placement can be decided. So who develops the IEP? IDEA, or the Individual Disability Education Act, contains clear language about who develops the IEP and the information the IEP must contain. The IEP team should include parents, at least one regular education teacher, a special education teacher, a representative of the public agency such as an administrator or the principal, any service provider who will be the one to explain the test or the evaluation results, such as the school psychologist. And that's a room full, so there's going to be at least 6 people in that room with you. Parents can also even include anyone who has knowledge or special expertise regarding their child. You can invite anyone to this IEP meeting that you think will be beneficial to the team in explaining what your child needs. And if the child is old enough, I would encourage their attendance. It helps to build on their self-advocacy skills. After all, it is all about them. So listed below are 8 bulletin points covering what information is required in the IEP. The IEP must contain present levels, both academic and functional, meaning what can the child currently do. It needs to contain measurable goals, so to show how much improvement the team expects over the course of a year. It must contain progress towards meeting those goals with reports to the parents as often as is requested in writing. special education and related services to be provided, and program modifications and supports for school staff. Those services include, but they're not limited to, speech, OT, PT, and counseling. It also must include, if the child is not in the general education classroom, the school needs to provide a detailed explanation of why he or she is not included. It also includes any accommodations that are needed on state assessments and a detailed explanation of why the student is not included. It also contains the start date, how often, where, and how long the student will receive said services and accommodations. And then finally, transitional goals for students just before age 16 or entering the 9th grade. In some instances, transitions start earlier to coordinate activities to assist the student in meeting his or her transition needs. How often should the team meet? IDEA requires the team meet at least one time per year to take an overall look at the child's progress towards his or her IEP goals. This is often referred to as the annual meeting. Remember, the IEP team can meet anytime before the annual meeting if the student, the parent, or the school has a concern about the child's educational plan. Parents should receive information every 3 years to address whether or not additional evaluations are needed. Again, if the parent or school can still ask for more evaluations before the 3-year mark if a team member believes more data to support the child is needed. So what should you as a parent do? Prior to the meeting, you will want to read the proposed IEP. Normally, you should get the IEP team, the IEP that the school would like to implement before the meeting, about 2 weeks before. Mark anything on it that you have concerns about. Make a list of your concerns that you want discussed at the meeting. Provide a copy of that list to the team members and ask that that list be included on your IEP under parental concerns. Make sure that you always fill out your parental concern box. As parents, you are concerned about your child's education, and you're in that meeting for a reason. So you're going to have concerns, and those should be documented on the IEP under parental concerns. At the meeting, you will want to stay focused, ask questions, take thorough notes, ask for clarification or understanding, and if there's a disagreement, ask that be explained so that each person's point of view can be discussed. And you'll want to keep your emotions under control. Also, ask for documentation that supports each team member's point of view. Remember, an IEP can be a great roadmap for how the school will educate the child. It is important that the team all understand and agree to be successful. If you have any further questions or concerns, you want to talk to us privately, you can always contact us at our website, oklahomaparentcenter.org, or you can call us at our phone at our main office in Holdenville, 405-379-6015. That concludes my presentation. Does anyone have any questions or concerns?
Hi, everyone. I will be stopping the recording now. So that way, if you do have any questions or anything,